and that's Disturbed with Open Your Eyes off of their album released last year. We'll be playing The Sound of Silence and another track or two later on this episode. This truly has been a season for everyone opening their eyes. You can see that with the veneer that has been pulled away from the people in power all up and down the hierarchy of the world. You can see it in the election, you can see it in the political party system, you can see it in the donor class, you can see it in the elites that have been in office for too long that need to change. You can see it all across the board, even in the propaganda arms that are the mass media outlets. You can see it in the business community, in the names and types of corporations that speak out for or against this or that this season. You can see where people's stances are in what they say, what they don't say, what they do, and what they don't do. Truly, it is a season for the eyes being open. There's also a new wave of rekindling the truth that we once saw in 9/11. That's big. That's real big. Things in this world don't just happen for happenstance. They don't just fluke come about. A lot of what happens in this world is brought about by the plannings of men. One could take it deeper to a spiritual level if they chose to. However, the point is, 9/11 didn't just happen. Somebody didn't randomly one day fly 2 jets into buildings with all of the other side issues at hand as well. It just doesn't happen as a fluke chance like a leaf blowing in the wind. And that's what we see taking place now, is a rebirth of looking at that, looking at formerly closed details, formerly hidden from the public eye. And we have more pieces and more experience to put together with it too. We can approach the issue at hand with more perspectives, points of view, more reflection, more time that has gone into looking into things. And we see a general type of movement where people have chosen to allow false flags, chosen to agree that shit happens and that woe is us, but we have to deal with this. It was thrust upon us out of the blue. There was no planning involved in these things. That is gone. People now see that there was much planning, that there was insight and logistical analysis put into these things before they were set into motion. There were alliances made by individuals that were involved. It truly is a season for people opening their eyes. Let's just take this one last thing with Ted Cruz's father being, even in the same city sidewalk with Lee Harvey Oswald, Rafael Cruz. And ironically, as we know the story, he went up to Canada. He left, shortly after that assassination. Ironic, huh? And one would rightly ask, why is Ted Cruz Canadian? What brought them to Canada? Oh, when did they move? Oh, that's ironic. Oh, the year after he was, yeah. So, people are seeing these things. And the truth about Hillary Clinton on so many things has yet to come out. And what a day that'll be. So open your eyes to that as well, because that's coming. And the reason is, even with all of this, call it negative ads, call it, shaming your opponent, whatever you want, the timing of it. Had she not ran for president, perhaps some of this stuff would go away for her. But she's pursuing the highest office in the land. She's trying to stay in politics. She's trying to force her way up the ladder. She's positioning herself into a spot where we're going to talk about more of these things. And it's not in your favor for that to occur. If she was smart, she'd bow out. Just let Sanders have it. You know, maybe that cough gets to her a little too much and she needs a sick day card. But I don't see why she would stay in the race. I don't see why she would continue to go when the worst of the mudslinging and the most appropriate, fact-based, true mudslinging has not even started to fly. And that stuff will stick to her until the end of her days. It doesn't bode well for her. It doesn't bode well for her at all over the next 6 months. In fact, there are some things that are going to come up that she hasn't even thought about. And none of it's good. Perhaps she's just used to it. Perhaps her whole life she's just stark-faced lied at everything she ever looks out at. And she's just okay with it. Doesn't give a shit. Hard to say. Hard to say. But these are definitely the times to be engaged, the times to enjoy the pursuit of what we're doing, and being involved. It's a wonderful time to be involved because it's invigorating. Our life, the adventure of living life, it's enhanced by being a part of it. So I bring you this track by Disturbed, titled What Are You Waiting For?
Never
Speak out. What are you waiting for? There's a lot more things to cover. It'll be exciting to see what happens over the next 4 years if Trump is elected. The metamorphosis that could occur on the landscape. Even in the next 6 months. From here to November. From here to the end of the year. It'll be very exciting to see what takes place. I think that the people in office know that if they attempt to do some sort of wild